According to NASA scientists, the Jezero crater may be one of the best places on Mars to look for life. Positioned slightly north of the Martian equator, there's a deep, wide basin known as the Isidis Planitia. It's like a massive bite taken out of the more southerly equatorial highlands, including Terra Sabia, Tirin Terra, and Hesperia Planum. In the days when Mars bore liquid water on its surface, its northern hemisphere would have been blanketed in massive oceans. The water would have filled the Isidis Planitia, creating a small sea, or a large bay. The Jezero impact crater sits along the northwestern corner of the Isidis Basin, and in the days of this ancient Martian ocean, it too would have been filled with water. In fact, Jezero crater bears many signs of once hosting liquid water. Beyond the western and northern lip of the crater, there are multiple dried-up riverbeds, which would have fed water from the surrounding highlands down into the crater basin. Along the eastern edge, there are signs of erosion in canyons created by overflow flooding that run into the lower elevation regions of Isidis Planitia. Now, within the Jezero crater, the land is layered in sediment and carbonate clays, much of which have eroded down into olivine sand. Sediment has filled in the crater to a depth of nearly a kilometer, with the most distinctive deposits having been splattered across the northwestern portion of Jezero by a large fan delta. Encrusted along the edges of this delta are hydrated silicas, which only form in the presence of water. And along the inner western edge of the crater, there is what NASA scientists are calling a bathtub ring, or a clay-rich shoreline that could have been a hotspot for life. Now, this is really exciting, because these carbonate materials are used by life forms here on Earth to produce shells, corals, and stromatolites, all of which can be fossilized and preserved for millions and billions of years. These potential discoveries will be the primary goal of the Mars 2020 mission. In a press release from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, or JPL, they say, quote, "Mars 2020 is NASA's next-generation mission with a focus on astrobiology, or the study of life throughout the universe. Equipped with a new suite of scientific instruments, it aims to build on the discoveries of NASA's Curiosity, which found that parts of Mars could have supported microbial life billions of years ago. Mars 2020 will search for actual signs of past microbial life, taking rock core samples that will be deposited in metal tubes on the Martian surface. Future missions could return these samples to Earth for deeper study." Unquote. Now, in 2018, it was announced that NASA's Mars 2020 rover would land in Jezero crater. That was the chosen landing site. And chief among its primary missions is to look for evidence of alien life. Ken Williford is the deputy project scientist for the Mars 2020 mission, and he said, quote, "The possibility that the marginal carbonates formed in the lake environment was one of the most exciting features that led us to our Jezero landing site. Carbonate chemistry on an ancient lake shore is a fantastic recipe for preserving records of ancient life and climate." Unquote. In the press release from NASA JPL, they continue to describe the larger Mars 2020 rover's mission. They report, quote, "In addition to preserving signs of ancient life, carbonates can teach us more about how Mars transitioned from having liquid water and a thicker atmosphere to being the freezing desert that it is today. Carbonate minerals formed from interactions between carbon dioxide and water, recording subtle changes in these interactions over time. In that sense, they act as time capsules that scientists can study to learn when and how the red planet began drying out." Unquote. If we can understand the timeline and the process by which Mars lost its water and became the dry, barren wasteland that we know and love today, that will give us invaluable insight to how any potential life on Mars may have emerged, evolved, and faded away.